Hello, 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 everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve. God bless. God bless. Much love to everybody. Texas Brat Bread, number one tonight. Number one. Amen. Dirt Mouth, number two. Deputy Sheriff, number three. God bless. Say good evening, PG. Good evening to you. Hi, PG and family. Hey, what's up? And hello, PG and chat. How you doing? How you doing, Deputy Sheriff? Dirt Mouse says, Merry Christmas to all. Much love. Much love to you. Much love to you. How you doing, Tangle? She says, hey, all. Hey to you. How you doing, Lisa? Fonda? Carol? Cool Gamer. Cool Gamer? I don't know why I was seeing Carol. What? I get my eyesight checked. As a matter of fact, talking to my child earlier about bad eyesight. Now I got it. I don't know. Wisconsin Mama, how you doing tonight? How you doing, Sugar Cookie? Sugar Cookie, I appreciate the recipe and the pictures you sent me. God bless. God bless. How you doing? How you doing tonight, James? Say hey, everybody, everyone. God bless. God bless you. How you doing, KB? Hello, PG. Hello to you. Our bucket list has holes. Merry Christmas, PG. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to everyone, right? How you doing, Lady Q? She says, Merry Christmas, everybody. Amen. Saint says, Merry Christmas Eve. Eve. Yeah. That's a way to look at it. I like that. How you doing, Marilyn? She says, hello, pray and chant. Merry Christmas to all. Much love. Amen. Much love to you. God bless. Blessings to all. Amen, Sugar Cookie. Amen. How you doing tonight? Always out late. She says, hello, PG and family. Merry Christmas. Please keep my family in your prayers. Always, always, girl, we always keep your family in our prayers. I know I do. I know I do. I pray for everybody. How you doing, Diana? She says, Merry Christmas, PG. Merry Christmas to you, girl. Amen. I appreciate that, Wisconsin Mama. Always, LA, prayers for you and your family. Amen. In the name of Jesus. Name of Jesus. Amen. I'm sorry to hear that, Lindy. She says, I'm glad we are here. I'll be spending Christmas alone. Hey, girl, as long as you got God, Jesus, you ain't ever alone. You ain't ever alone. Absolutely not. They always there with you. Always there with you. We are having a terrible ice storm. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Nobody's alone here. We got you. Amen. Amen. God bless. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. Always, LA. But yes, you know, he was admitted into the hospital today. But you know what? God, Jesus went with him, right? They went with him, and Those angels are watching over him. He'll be just fine. He'll be fine. You'll see. All that worry, all that worry for nothing. Don't worry. Don't worry. I know God's got this one. Everything will be okay. It'll be fine. Trust me. I live in Florida, but it's down in the 30s. To me, it's cold. Amen, Judy. I know what you're saying. Time to get your woolies out, right? How you doing tonight, Lady 7 Up? Nice to see you, hon. I most of the world is having ice storms. Yeah, they are. That's the truth. That is the truth. Amen. Absolutely. Absolutely. Always LA. God is always, He always has our back. Absolutely. He loves us. He loves us. And God's in a real good mood right now because it's His son's birthday in just a couple of days, right? Couple of days. We'll be all singing Happy Birthday, Jesus. Right? I'm so glad it's Christmas. That's what we be singing. But y'all don't want to hear me sing tonight. Whoa. And sit me back on my chair there, Deb. It's 7 below and a blizzard in Iowa. Whoa, girl. I do not envy that. I do not envy that at all. Whoa. And I brought in their update tonight for everybody to listen to. Always Ellie says, "Sing it, girl, sing it." Absolutely. I love that song. I love that song. Happy birthday, Jesus. I'm so glad it's Christmas. All the tinsels and lights makes the holiday bright. And it's all about you. Happy birthday, Jesus. Jesus, I love you. Right? Absolutely. God bless. God bless. Hello, everyone. Southeast Kentucky. It's probably freezing there, too. Oh, man. They ain't nowhere in the world. There's nowhere in the world like being in the mountains where you can get on that sled and just fly down that hill, right? Especially in the snow and ice. I love it. Till you get to the bottom and crash. And that could be a little painful. Right? That could be a little painful. I've done it. This shit hurts. She says TBI has no updates on summer. Their update is not an update on summer. It's their dumb update. What they want to call an update, right? Basically they're just telling you it's the same old bullshit. That's what they're telling us. Amen. We do. 18 months is too long, right? Now we're going into 19 months. But I'm gonna let you guys hear. I'm gonna let you guys hear what they had to say. Oh, come on, Wisconsin Mama. You know me and you could jump on that sled. We have us a pan of brownies. Yeah. Eat us some Jello shots. Jump on that sled, girl. It ain't gonna break nothing. We gonna fly down that hill like whoom, right? We're gonna go down that hill doing 90. We're gonna go down it doing 90. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice and let you ride in the front. Right? I'm gonna let you have the front. Maybe not. We probably both end up dead. Could you imagine me spending eternity with Wisconsin Mama? It wouldn't work out. We'd be too mean. We'd be, we'd be the ghost of Christmas, right? It'd be the two ghosts of Christmas then. That's funny as hell. Oh shit. Wonder who we visit first. I wonder who we visit first, right? me, and, me and Wisconsin Mama be fighting over who we're gonna visit first. I know she'd be wanting to see Jody Sue. I'd be trying to stay the hell away from there, right? Like, no. Absolutely not. Wisconsin Mama she'd be tagging Jody Sue. That is some funny stuff. That is hilarious. Right. Jody fucking Sue. Right? That's what Candace said. Remember, Candace is hilarious. Like Jody fucking Sue. That is so hilarious. Christmas angels. I'm so sorry. Oh wow. I'm trying to go back. Sorry too. Hi PG. At 10:20 p.m. Heard on a scanner my 18-year-old was shot and killed. It's been 3 years. Miss him a lot. Merry Christmas to all. Oh, God bless, girl. God bless. Yeah. Those are things you sticks in your mind, feels like eternity, right? You guys always have fun. I love coming in, especially after I've had a Mary J. Hey, yeah, you gotta pass that one around. Pass it around. It's Christmas, for God's sake. Time to share, right? Sharing is caring. Right? I can't smoke that stuff in things. Hey, sometimes, sometimes you gotta get past that for the high, right? I was going to do all kinds of things, but I got high. Right? Yeah, that's what I said, Lady 7 Up. He needs to share his chocolate chip cookies tonight. She said good shit. She got some of that goody good. He said, PG, hello. I was sitting in the back again. You was up here? There's no way. I should have seen you. Here, I'm going to give you a link. There's no way. There is no way because I would have seen you. Come back up and let me see. There's the link. It's open panel here. So if anyone wants to come up, you are so welcome. But yeah, I've been watching. I didn't see anything. And I don't have that much content tonight, so you should have popped right next to where I'm looking. Yeah, there you are. Okay, I'm bringing you up. How you doing, girl?
Well, I didn't turn into a ghost that fast.
You ready? You ready to you ready to go sledding and become a Christmas ghost?
Oh, sure. No problem doing that. You know who I'll go see, but I know who you'll go see.
Hey, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go visit Candace and Grandis.
I knew you would.
And bitches need to tell us what happened, right?
I'll haunt the shit out of her.
we want to know what happened, and we want to know now.
Yeah. She's if she thinks she has a stalker now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait till we terrify him.
Yeah, oh, for sure. For sure.
Oh. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. I must be thinking about some donuts.
I
I
thought myself of a yummy brownie. That was good. It had Christmas sprinkles on top of it.
Girl, I baked a turkey today.
Oh, did you?
I baked a whole big old turkey. Yeah, I sure did. My kids were like, my kids were jumping up and down and like, wow, you baked a turkey before Christmas? I'm like, yep, I sure did. I picked up 2 of them while I was out at the store.
Yeah.
And they were a real good deal.
Oh, were they?
They were like really a good deal. And I was like, whoa, I'm going to just grab 2. So, because I always have to do like a test run. And
you do a test run on your turkey?
I do. Before Thanksgiving, I make one. And before Christmas, because I have set things. You should see what I've set to blaze.
I can imagine.
So I have to do a test run, and anyway, it did turn out really good. I was shocked. I impressed myself today. All right, but the sweet potatoes, not so good. I don't know if I didn't add enough sugar, or I don't know, or if they were just fucking tainted. I don't know what the hell was wrong with those, but it's like nobody eat them, right?
Well,
trigger warning.
Remember the day I talked to you and I said we were texting back and forth, and I said I'm making that turkey, and then I said, oh, it might be an Italian turkey now because I put too much garlic on it. I cooked that turkey, and it smelled so bad. It was rotten. It was rotten.
Ooh. Really?
No.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it was like halfway through cooking. You know how a turkey smells at the house? Yeah, my house was not smelling so good. So yeah, I pulled it out and whoofed
It hit the
right out to the
trash
wood
can.
stove. It went
Oh
right
my
to the wood
God.
stove. Oh, it's nasty, nasty. But it didn't even smell when I cleaned it out and everything. After I thawed it out, when I thawed it out.
I'm gonna tell you something. I have actually bought stuff and it does, it you can tell immediately, it's bad by the smell. I promise you, I take the package, I will reach down in the garbage can, pull the package back out, I pull the pan, I could go to the store with it. I put it I do, man. I am telling you, I am freaking straight crazy. All of my kids are looking at me like, is it okay if we stay in the car? No. There's not an adult in here with you. Get out.
Are you serious?
We'll crawl under the seat if you're worried. Yeah.
I
I
wonder what the
do.
cashiers, when they see
Hey,
you
I'm
come
gonna tell you what.
walking in.
I walk right the hell up in there, and I tell them, because and it's not, it's well, it is, it's really not about the money, but it is about the money. Because why am I going to waste my money, on their trashy ass rotten food, right?
It's
But
about the size, right?
it was about my house. They stunk my house. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, bitches, I'm gonna have to buy some air fresheners, and this is gonna pay for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going
Right.
to. I'm not going to come here and get some air fresheners and everything because you stunk up my house and just walk. No, that don't work that way. And then I tell I tell them. Matter of fact, you might want to call over the manager because he should give me them air fresheners for free. Right? I'd be going crazy.
Oh, I wish I would have had some the other day. Oh, my house
I am
stunk.
serious. I don't think. I'm sure my kids ain't ever seen nothing like me, right? Straight
Sure
up,
not.
straight up little nut. I'd be flipping out.
Oh, my goodness.
People sometimes, if my house gets overwhelmed, um, where things are starting to, get in the way, like too much, you know, a
Yeah.
few too many knickknacks or too many this or that here and there.
Yeah.
Um, I take it all out. I take it all outside, throw it in the yard, and um, people come up. Are you having a yard sale? And it's like, no, I'm not having a yard sale. I'm just, it's free. It's free. I smack big old free sign, and it's like I do not. There's
Nice.
people coming in and out of the yard all day long taking things, and then the next thing you know, it's all piled up, whatever is left, and usually not much, but it hits the side, and then somebody pulls up and ends up taking it away. I'm
Yeah.
like, I can't handle it, And
Right.
my kids, they crack up laughing. They're like,
Well,
you know, they do. They're like, our mom's the only one that just gives it away. my, my one son, we went past the yard sale um, right before summer ended, and he's like, and this lady, she has some pretty nice things,
yeah.
nothing that nothing that I needed, but I still thought I'd stop gaze around because I love antique stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
mainly, vintage. I love vintage things.
Yeah.
So I mainly, stop just to see if they got anything, vintage. And anyhow, long story short, my son walks around, he's looking and I get back in the car and he's like, how come you don't do that? You always slap free instead of $20. I'm like, I'm cracking up. I don't believe it. He's sitting back here shaking his head, and I'm rolling in the front seat. I'm just like,
That's
I thought that was
hilarious.
funny as hell.
Yeah. Yeah. That is.
I don't know what he saw for $20, but He was. I don't think he was checking out the stuff. He was checking out the prices. Right.
Yeah, he's probably gonna wise up and watch you put that stuff out there for
I
free,
think. I think
and then
that
you're
one's
gonna
going
go
to end
back
up
in the
being a
house and
banker.
he's gonna your son's gonna be out there slapping on a sticker price
Yeah.
on all that free
He's
stuff.
going to pull off the free and put that $20 on
Darn
there.
right he is.
It cracks me up.
Oh,
I
that
was
is
rolling.
funny. That is hilarious.
Like,
Yeah,
I don't have patience. I don't have patience for yard sales. I don't have no patience.
I used to.
Because you have those people, and hell, it's like you got people coughing and stuff, and one person walks up and they start to cough. I'm like, spray him in the face with pine Sol or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I can't trust myself. It's like I
Run,
cannot trust
run.
myself.
Oh no, PG.
It costs more to get me out of jail than so I
How
got it. I made in the yard sale, right? I
how
saw
the heck,
somebody with pine Sol.
PG? How are we supposed to go shoot pool together? I ain't going with it when you're gonna be carrying a jar of pints all around.
I'm telling you, I'm freaking that OCT is bad, right?
I ain't going with you if you bring that pine saw. I'd have to eat a pan of brownies to ignore that jar.
Wisconsin mama freak out. We go to shoot pool. I I pull out my little um wet wipe tissue and wipe down the stick. I ain't handling that shit. It gotta be clean. My freaking alcohol pads I keep in my purse. All right.
Oh my god.
Wipe my hands off like ugh. Who knows?
Rubber gloves to move the ball around, the cue ball. Should I put a rubber glove on? Oh Lord help
Yeah.
me. And those guys at the bar, they'd be looking at her and I'd be like, I don't know her. I don't know her.
Yeah, they say you take 50 cents.
Oh
You
my
didn't know bitch I wouldn't take 50 cents. That is so me.
Oh, that's funny. That is funny. Oh goodness gracious. Yeah, we're back to the brownies and the Christmas candy. I'm still having a hard time talking, but I couldn't talk at all yesterday.
Yeah, I know. I was like Jody Sue stole your voice.
She did.
She stole your voice.
Oh, that lady gets to me.
Ursula.
I'll tell you,
It
she
was
gets
Ursula stole.
Ursula.
she had her necklace open, catching it all right. That cracked me up.
That's funny. Oh, that was funny. Oh,
That is
jeez.
hilarious.
It was. It was. Yeah, I'm really
Wisconsin
struggling
mama.
here, Tammy, to talk, but PG's got me laughing so hard, so I'll just keep laughing. I'll let her do the talk.
It's Christmas. Right?
Right.
It's Christmas. Time to have some fun.
Oh, it
Get some.
is.
We gotta get some ho 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 jolly in our life, right? Get some of that jolliness going.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my
It
goodness.
it ain't. We go 364 days in the year, right? And we
Yeah.
don't even get to kiss Santa Claus.
Yeah,
We gotta get us women, man. We gotta get happy. Santa's coming.
yeah. Yeah, we piss, bitch, and moan all those days, and
Yeah,
it's like, come on, Santa, I'm waiting for you.
yeah.
Been a long year.
We'll be singing Santa baby. Fill my
Oh.
stocking with checks in a duplex. Right? And
Oh
giving
my.
me a ring, and I don't mean on the phone.
No. That's a
Right?
good one. That's a good one. uh, uh,
Oh shoot.
deputy.
How you doing, deputy?
Oh, you're cracking me up. Buddy love, just hang on. I mean, like, you're over here on PG's channel. You know, just chill out. You'll get the news when PG's ready to talk. But right now,
Okay. I mean, I'll play it. I'll play it for her. Here you
it's
guys
up to
go.
you.
You're
Oh,
going to be disappointed. You're going to be very disappointed. I'm going to tell you, whoever updated this, that motherfucker's on the naughty list.
June 16th, 2021 Leslie Earhart, East Tennessee, News. Amber Alert, Summer Wells. Updated November 15th, 22. The investigation into the circumstances surrounding the disappearance of Summer Wells remains active and ongoing. In order to preserve the integrity of the investigation, we cannot discuss specifics. Unfortunately, we have
They can't discuss specifics. They bastards don't want to discuss anything. They don't want to even discuss if you have anything to discuss with them, right? To find her. Are you kidding me?
no new updates to provide publicly. Should we develop new information that could help in locating Summer, we will notify the news media and the public immediately. The information released by the TBI throughout the investigation, including a list of frequently asked questions, can be reviewed below. Updated June 15, 22, at approximately 6:30 p.m. on June 15, 2021, Summer Wells was reported missing from her home on Ben Hill Road in the Beech Creek community of Hawkins County. At that time, no one imagined we would still be searching for her a year later.
Oh, you believe that shit? Can you believe that?
yeah. What? Believe that they're not?
We
searching
can't
for
believe
her?
that we're still searching for her damn near
Bullshit.
19 months later.
Bullshit, they are. They're
Mr.
not. They ain't looking for her.
I'm going to tell you something. That that detective I talked to that's over her case, let me tell you, if even if you had something that could help her case, he ain't going to listen to it anyway. So how are they going to have an update or get anything that can find her if he ain't willing to listen? I mean, he's so busy trying to shut the person on the phone down that if they had any information, that bastard wouldn't know it anyhow, right?
Right.
I mean, it's just that sickening. That's how sickening it is. And I truly and honestly believe that they are 100% trying not to solve this case, and that's the truth.
We've said from the beginning that this case is outside of the norm. There are few clues as to what happened to Summer despite investigators doing everything within their power to find answers. All possibilities are still being explored.
Now, did you hear that? We told you from the beginning, this case is outside of the norm.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of heard that damn music that goes,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, something out of the norm. What the hell are you talking about? You know, everything is.
I don't think they want her found.
What I'm saying is, normal is like Quentin's case, for instance. Leilani did whatever she did and put him in the garbage and they found him, right?
Right.
That is like normal standards for, sickos that do horrible things to children.
Yes.
When they say outside the norm, when you hear the word outside the norm, now you're talking about creepy shit, right?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
talking
I
about
agree.
some weird, off the wall, you know, not normal stuff. And what is not normal? Well, you know, like human trafficking, that's definitely not normal, right? People selling children under the age of 12, 13. Um, that right there, that definitely ain't normal. Also ain't normal is people who buy and sacrifice children and things, right?
Right.
That's definitely out of the norm as well. So when they say out of the norm, what is, they should elaborate on that, right?
Yeah, somebody should have asked her that
Right.
question.
They they
Yeah.
they needed to elaborate on that one.
Yeah, what does that mean? You know?
Exactly. I mean, um, there's nothing normal about a human's mind that hurts and murders children. Absolutely not. But what I'm saying is when you have law enforcement saying outside of the norm, and we've told you that from the beginning, um, yeah, someone, if I was and news investigator, I would be like, you need to elaborate on that. When you say that, what exactly do you mean? Because in order for you to say that, you have to have that outside of the norm in your mind, right? I
Right.
mean, you got to have some thought to what that is. So do tell, right?
Well, that's just it. And, it's been so long. How come nobody ever asked them, what does that mean out of the norm?
Right.
You know?
Well, you wouldn't get a chance if you're talking to the
Yeah.
one asshole that's on the investigation in Hawkins County.
Right.
you know, he's so busy saying goodbye that, you didn't even get a hello from him, right? You didn't even get a
Hey,
hello from him. And another thing, he don't say Merry Christmas. He's like Happy Holidays. Yeah,
right.
real fucking weirdo there.
Many of you have asked for details about what's been done in the last year. We can tell you that agents and detectives have worked thousands of hours on this case. Numerous search warrants have been executed. Cell phone data has been analyzed, and any other available digital evidence has been collected, searched, and documented. This includes the social media accounts of those associated with Summer. 3 large-scale ground searches have taken place in the last year with the assistance of more than 100 local, state, and federal agencies. Those searches don't account for the numerous other targeted searches that agents and detectives have done while following up on potential leads. From TBI alone, more than 100 agents, intelligence analysts, and support staff from across the state have been involved in this case. TBI agents, working alongside the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office and the FBI, have conducted nearly 170 interviews during the investigation. That does not count the hundreds of phone calls made to follow up on tips reported to law enforcement that were the result of non-factual information posted on social media. While investigators have been diligently working to find answers, they've had to deal with hundreds of tips generated by false information that, in some cases, has been intentionally spread across social media platforms. To date, we've received well over 2,000 tips. The vast majority of those pertain to rumors and speculation. We know that this case has attracted the attention of many across the country who genuinely care about Summer and want nothing more than to help find answers, and we appreciate the interest. However, we are also aware that some individuals are using this case for their own personal gain by spreading false information on social media posed as facts.
Their own personal gain. Um, well, law enforcement. Let's talk about own personal gain when you're about to take this baby's reward money out from underneath it. The most powerful voice she has, because we all know money talks, bullshit walks. And that's how they got the leads in the monkey case, with somebody stepping up thinking they could get that reward by putting out some information that indeed led to some arrests, right? So, Mr. Law Enforcement, I think you have took one big hell of a chunk of money away from this baby, and if you ask me, it's more than every creator out here put together, like probably 5 or 10 times more than all the creators in true crime has been able to make. To be perfectly honest with you, we pay to do what we're doing. Thank you very much, Mr. fucking Law Enforcement. It busts our ass to do what we're doing, unlike you busting your ass. I bet we have spent way more hours on keeping Summer's voice out here in her picture and turning in all of these tips and doing everything that we could do to find her, and that's more than you are doing. And you're profiting off of her way fucking more than anybody else is right now by just taking that chunk of reward fund that she had there, which belonged to her, not you, right? And furthermore, you got suspects right there that's made a hell of a lot more. Probably the very people, the actual people that you are saying that this case is out of the norm. Well, hell yeah, it is. Because your suspects are out of the norm, right? You got a bunch that's running up in the woods, right? For what reason, Mr. Law Enforcement? Why are they running in the woods? Why was they chasing a man around the day before, the night before Summer came up missing? And the next day, it seems like she came up missing. What would she came up missing if that man indeed would have been found? Would she still have come up missing, Mr. Law Enforcement? Is that what you're talking about when you say out of the norm? When Jody Sue actually sits there and talks about how the spider needed to eat the fly in order to gain some type of power. That sounds like fucking, to me personally, Mr. Law Enforcement, that sounds to me like an occult going on up there in Tennessee, in your Hawkins County area. Right? That's what it sounds like. And as much as Jody Sue has ran her mouth and told and everything, and no one's been arrested yet, any other human being in any other state would have definitely been getting a lie detector's test. They'd have been getting an attorney, and would have been trying to get their ass out of all of this after all the shit she has said, right? Her husband was the last one to see the dead body. Her husband and somebody supposed to haul it all, right? I mean, her husband's supposed to be giving Candace this stuff to sedate these children in order for people, sickos, like possibly Ronnie Lawson's son, right? To do things to. I mean, who was he trying to do things to and got 20 years and down to 1, and he wasn't even trying to get that done, right? Mr. Dobbs had a deed in his hand to property that he rightfully owned, and that law enforcement chased him out of there, right? As if he was holding a piece of useless paper. But indeed, it's not useless because he bought it and it was his, but he couldn't obtain it because of that law enforcement and them shady ass fucking neighbors up there, right? Jody Sue being one of them, and Andy Bernard and Don Wells. So you tell me what's going on up there. Why don't you tell me that instead of, sitting there trying to shut down all the creators. You want to shut down the creators because the creators are calling out your shady shit as well, right? And all of these people are wanting you investigated. And I think that's a damn good idea. I do. Especially when you don't know how to answer the phone. Be polite, listen, and do your fucking job.
Some go as far as to solicit donations. This has had a major impact on the investigation. Moving forward, we ask the public not to submit tips as a result of a video you have viewed on YouTube or a theory you've seen posted on Facebook. Please help us and only call if you have direct, specific information about the disappearance of Summer. We can't begin to express our gratitude for the support and assistance from the Hawkins County community and surrounding areas. The Mt. Carmel Free Will Baptist Church provided the location for a command post during all 3 large-scale searches. Numerous organizations and businesses made sure search teams and investigators had food, drinks, and other supplies. The contributions of the members of each rescue squad and volunteer fire department within Hawkins County simply can't be measured. We also appreciate the cooperation of the property owners in Beach Creek, most of which gave us whatever access we needed. We want to assure everyone who has been part of this investigation or has been following this case that it is not cold.
Give them whatever access they needed. They didn't access anywhere. They asked everybody in the area to check their own places. The only thing they accessed was the Wells property. And hell, they didn't even go in through there too deep, right? They didn't even go through there too deep. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. I mean, they did a few searches, right? For a few hours at a time.
Yeah, but when the other girl was missing, we got the whole town to go look for her, didn't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They wasn't worrying about snakes and bears then, was they?
Right.
They wasn't trying to hold nobody back from being all nosy and up in there at that point in time, was they?
No.
Absolutely not. I mean, no. And you heard them say there's no evidence she was abducted.
Right.
None whatsoever. And I believe that. I believe that. And whatever made her disappear, even law enforcement don't want nothing to do with it, right? So It must be something very sinister.
We continue to follow up on potential leads and will not give up on finding Summer. Below is an updated list of frequently asked questions regarding the investigation. Is this considered a cold case? No. Investigative work continues to occur almost daily. Is the Amber Alert still active? Yes. An Amber Alert remains active until a child is located. When was Summer last seen? Her mother reports last seeing her on the afternoon of June 15th at their home in the 100 block of Ben Hill Road. In order to preserve...
After 3 o'clock is not afternoon. Afternoon is after 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Candace Wells, your daughter was with you at 12 o'clock, Candace Wells. You didn't even get your ass home till 3:15, 3:30, and your daughter was with you, Candace Wells. So it's not afternoon, bitch. It is evening. It is evening. Get it right.
The integrity of the investigation, we will not provide additional information regarding the timeline. Have you searched the home and property around the...
I heard that.
Did you hear that? We will not provide additional information regarding the timeline. Yeah, motherfuckers, because you can't. You got 3 hours missing, and your ass has no idea what the hell went on in that 3 hours, right? All you could do is speculate, and you're not even fucking good at that, dumbasses, all right?
Right.
Wow.
Residence? Yes, more than once, including the basement, crawl space, all vehicles, outbuildings, barrels, and other items located on the property. Additionally, K-9 teams specializing in a variety of search methods have also been utilized. Have you searched the phones and computers belonging to the Wells family? Yes, working alongside the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office and the FBI, numerous subpoenas and search warrants have been obtained, resulting in any available digital evidence being collected, searched, and documented. This includes social media accounts. Have you analyzed cell phone data? Yes. Cell phone data and cell tower data have been analyzed. Have you searched the flower bed? There was not a flower bed. Summer's mother and grandmother stated that she was planting flowers with them shortly before she was last seen. The flowers were planted in pots, and yes, the pots were examined. How many ground searches have been conducted? 3 large-scale searches have occurred. Dozens of other targeted searches have been conducted over the last year as a result of investigators following up on leads. Have you searched waterways in the area? Yes. Dive teams were brought in to search bodies of water in the area on several different occasions.
Yeah, but they wouldn't let Echo search in there, right?
Right.
They wouldn't let them come in.
Have you conducted aerial searches? Yes. Numerous searches from the air have been completed. Additionally, drones were used to map the area and to pinpoint bodies of water as well as any other points of interest. Will additional searches be conducted? Investigators will continue to search points of interest as they are developed as well as follow up on all tips regarding Summer's whereabouts. Have you collected and reviewed surveillance video? Yes. We've collected surveillance photos and videos from a variety of locations. Additionally, the entire area was canvassed in an effort to locate any residential cameras that weren't voluntarily reported. Please keep in mind that the Beach Creek area of Hawkins County is very rural, with few businesses and no traffic cameras. Have you questioned the parents? Yes. Both have been questioned more than once. Have you questioned others that were in the home at the time Summer went missing? Yes. Summer's brothers have been interviewed along with others who stayed in the home in the months before her disappearance. Have you questioned neighbors and searched their properties?
Along with others who have stayed in the properties. So, I mean, there's nobody there that day supposedly, but Candace, Grandis, the 3 boys, and right? And Donald was supposedly at work. That's all
Right.
that lived on that hill.
Yeah.
So who are these others, right? Who are these others that supposedly were staying up in there? That's a question.
Yeah.
Yes. Have you questioned registered sex offenders in the area? Yes. Is there evidence that Summer was abducted? None that we've developed at this stage. However, we continue to investigate all possibilities. Is the FBI involved? Yes. They've been involved since the Amber Alert was issued. Additionally, in the first week, the FBI Child Abduction Rapid Deployment Team responded to the area. FBI agents continue to assist with the investigation. Why did you release information about a Toyota truck? An individual who travels through the area regularly as part of his job stated that he recalls possibly seeing a 1998 to 2000 maroon or red Toyota Tacoma with a full bed ladder rack and white buckets in the truck bed. The individual stated that the truck might have been parked in the area of Beach Creek Road and Ben Hill Road in the late afternoon to early evening on either Monday, June 14th, or Tuesday, June 15th. That vehicle was not captured on surveillance cameras. In an effort to cover all bases and identify the driver, the TBI, in agreement with the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office and the FBI, released the vehicle description.
Now, it was not Jody Sue that reported that truck. Matter of fact, it was her mother that owns one like it, right?
Right.
And someone else in that area owned one like it as well. So there you go. And I hear that Mommy's truck did have ladder racks and that Jody Sue's son is the one that drove it, right?
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Mm-hmm.
Our hope was that the individual might have information that could help the investigation. The driver has not come forward, nor have the hundreds of vehicles reported to us as matching the description panned out.
There you go. That's their update. Their update is to basically tell us that they don't know shit, right?
Yeah,
Pretty
there
much.
you have it. Pretty much. So if you don't have shit, why don't you let the FBI
Oh,
take
and
over,
Tim
'cause-
Mullins has one and has one in his possession. Oh yeah, you're right. He does. That's true. That is true. Let's investigate. Mm-hmm. You are so right about that. And I thought it was weird that he he personally went to the prayer vigils to try to meet up with the family, right?
Yeah.
And that's where he met Candace. And then um he just popped up on their land one day. Don and Candace was hiding inside watching out the window. Matter of fact, um they were high. I was talking with them at the time that I was actually talking to them at the time that um this guy came up there, and they was saying Candace was trying to talk, and Donald was saying, "Shh, shh, be quiet, be quiet." They were hiding in the basement and watching him actually walk around their house. They really did. He
Really?
came up. Oh yeah, yes, absolutely. And they were they was telling every move that he made. Absolutely every move that he made out there in the yard between Don and Candace. They had eyes on him. Um, but Candace was talking a little bit too, you know, because when he showed up, they were upstairs, and seen him come up to the house and everything. And then he went out of their sight over, so they went. That's what they went down into the basement so they could get a better view of him because he was, getting out of their sight in their yard. And yeah,
Well, what would make them hide like
and he
that?
even knocked on the door and everything. They're like they wouldn't open the door for him. But then he snuck up on them, came back. It was way late in the evening, dark time, and he snuck up on them and knocked on the door. And I happened to be on the phone with them then. They just got a new computer, and we was trying to set it up. And he came in and just like took over, like, um, oh, I can do that for you, and sits down, takes the computer, and and I told Donald be careful because this guy could absolutely, you know, hook their computer up to his own computer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He could
Yeah.
share. He could share
Yeah.
the information. Whatever goes on there, he could share it with, another computer system. And
Right.
it's kind of like hooking your home and office computers up, right?
Yeah.
In sync, where you can see everything, no matter which one where you're at. But yeah, and I told Don, be very careful, who you let sit up. And then, and I'm not in doubt that he didn't because he did take Don's phone and go download all the information off of it as well, right? So
But
without Don's permission.
the one thing is, why would they be hiding from? Why would they be so scared of somebody coming in their yard to actually hide from them?
Um,
You
it,
know?
it wasn't it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't like they were scared and hide. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like they were afraid of him or anything. They were just tired of, they
Oh, I
don't know these
suppose.
people, and they don't know these people. And when you got a
Yeah.
missing kid, you got to be real careful because at the time this guy's popping up. This is like Summer already came up missing. They were already going to prayer visuals and things like this, and they were
Yeah.
already getting a lot of you know tons of gift cards and money coming in, and a lot of, they had a lot of supporters, but they had a lot of non-supporters as well, right? They had a lot of
Right.
people thinking they done it. And sometimes you just get a nut that walks up and decides to take it in their own hands to get even for that child, right?
Yeah. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Mimo
So
Six.
I don't think that they were afraid because Donald's a felon and he ain't allowed to have the weapons that is needed
Right.
to protect yourself. What I'm saying is this man ain't a felon, yet he
Mm-hmm.
could possibly have a weapon on him, and or even if he was, he could possibly. But Donald and Candace have nothing. You know, I mean, they
So,
needed to buy bulletproof vests, right?
right, well, yeah. So,
Maybe a helmet.
so
Oh no.
this guy, all of a sudden just goes up on the hill and wants to get to know the Wells because their daughter is missing.
He came up
And,
there.
hmm
He
and
walked. I mean, he was all over the land. You know,
he gets them to trust him,
well, when he
becomes
came
their,
back and they didn't have the door shut, and they didn't have a choice but to answer with them. He just like he just came in and took over. I mean, this is
yeah,
like a
becomes
pushy
their,
dude.
their so-called media manager.
Mm-hmm.
And then Don goes to jail, right?
Right.
Well, all of a sudden, he has one of Don's phones.
Well, I think that what he's doing is he's trying to write maybe a couple books on this, and
Oh,
and and make money in the future from it, profit from it. And what he'll do is when he writes his book, he'll put it under a pen name, and nobody will know it's actually him that's got the book out there, right?
yeah, but what took him so long to turn Don's phone in?
He was downloading it.
Yeah, which is illegal as hell.
It is. That was illegal as you can get, but he didn't care.
Well, obviously. Huh.
The thing is they got the Amber Alert on her, and it's ongoing. I what I don't understand is how they can take away her reward fund when they're saying it is an open, ongoing investigation, and it's an open, ongoing Amber Alert for her. So if everything is open and ongoing, so should her reward fund be open and ongoing, right? I mean, a child,
I
they should
agree
make a new law.
100% on
They
that.
should make a new law that a reward fund for a child cannot be stripped away from that child until the case runs cold.
Right.
Until indeed the case has ran cold. It's became a cold case.
Yeah, I
Then,
agree.
then they can talk about the reward.
Yeah.
And I think that that should be done in the name of Summer Wells. I think that is something that needs to be written up and and sent to the higher ups to be put into law for all missing children. That the state has no right to strip away that child's reward fund unless the case has ran cold.
Yeah. So Lisa wants to know if they are in the hill. I heard they wasn't living up there. Lisa Miller wants to know. She's asking
She's asking what?
if the Wells are on the hill or if they're not.
Oh yes, absolutely, they're on the hill.
Well, I heard Don was back to work.
Yeah, he is. Donald's back to work. They're back on the hill. He's back to work. Um, everything, everything's good.
Huh.
Everything's good. Did somebody try to say that Don bought a new home? No, that's not true. Not true. I checked into it, and Don Wells does not own that home whatsoever. That house was up for sale. It was took off the market. Somebody else totally and utterly owns that home. I have all the pictures of it. It has nothing
Oh
to do
yeah.
with the Wells whatsoever. That
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 was
was
that was a
that
hot
was
hot
just a
rumor, wasn't it?
rumored out bullshit.
Yeah, that was running
Mm-hmm.
around for quite some time. That rumor was.
Absolutely. Hello, Justice. How are you? He says hello and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, girl. Merry Christmas. Yeah, that was total and utter BS. Absolutely.
She's asking, do you know if he's drinking? Hello, PG.
Yeah, people try to put you in a fix, right? Yeah, he's drinking. And Candace is drinking. They're drinking. Yes. Yes, they are.
You know, I rewatched Dr. Phil with her on there today, and man, I gotta tell you, just the look on her face is terrifying. You know, she's terrified.
Who?
Candace on Dr. Phil. So
No, Candace ain't terrified
when she was
at
on Dr.
all.
Phil, her face.
No, you don't understand. Candace is an actor. Trust me, she is one hell of a good I mean, this woman can cry at the drop of a hat, right?
Ah,
She can do this at the drop of a hat. And Candace Candace is like she is like a master manipulator. Trust me.
mhm.
Um did you see her out there sleeping like a hobo on the sofa, laying back on the bench?
Oh,
Um,
she was high as
you
hell.
know, what I'm saying is Candace could go from that look to turn around, stare at you and laugh.
Yeah.
I have actually, trust me, I know. I know. I've been there.
See,
I've
there's
been there. I'm telling you now, these people, if people knew the Wells, if they really knew Don and Candace Wells, they would know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, Candace is, it's pitiful. She's pitiful. And she don't give a flying rat's ass about, you know, Summer or what happened to Summer or anything about Summer, period. I mean, she's done chalked that one off completely.
oh yeah,
Like
she has.
completely
I mean,
chalked it off. It's
yeah.
done, it's over. Forget about it. The
Well,
only
she
person I have to confess to, if I ever want to, is God. No one else. And that's how she thinks.
well, I believe she accepted it right away. You know.
Right.
Um.
That's her mentality level. That
y-
is her mentality level. You know, Candace ain't even big on God, right?
Right.
He's not
Right.
even big on God. Donald uses God.
Yeah, he
Donald,
does.
he's a
He does.
master of using
Yes.
the Bible, but Donald likes to think of himself as a religious man, but in all reality he's not. Because you can't be, if you're not following that Bible, then you're not a religious human being, right? If you're not following the book, you're not a religious human being. God has 10 commandments, and thou shalt have no other gods before me. I don't think that Donald has a problem with that. Um, you know, unless it's that woman that church seems to worship more than they do God. Um,
Yeah.
and Donald seems to be shrunken into the same mind frame, right? And thou shalt have no graven images. Well, I ain't never seen him with anything like that. I doubt if they're doing any of that. Um,
You know,
thou shalt
speaking of
not take
that
the Lord's
woman,
name in vain. I
right?
doubt if Don Wells and Candace even know what the hell that means. So, a lot of people don't. So, that shouldn't be a problem for them as well. Um, Remember the seventh and keep it holy.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm
Yeah.
afraid they drink on those days, right? So they wasn't keeping it holy. Um, Honor thy mother and father. I heard Donald play loud music to get to his mom in her dying days, so that's not very honorable. Um,
You know,
And
how come, I don't mean to interrupt you, but how come, you bring your daughter to church and, even they talked about how much she loved Robin. How come Robin hasn't come out and said anything for Summer? I mean, like,
oh
if I,
my gosh, that chick is creepy.
oh, is she?
Have you seen her? I mean, let's get our fanny packs and fill them up with snacks and go looking around in the woods, right?
Oh,
I mean, and I showed a video where a news reporter came up, and did you see her roll her eyes and stare at her little girlfriend over there like, oh my gosh, like, I mean,
uh,
I don't know what her that bitch's malfunction is, and yeah, I did just call her one, and I don't care
well, do
because
you,
she is creepy fucking weird, and I don't care what anybody says or thinks about it. She's creepy ass weird. That Robin chick is weird,
well, when you watch
and
the videos in
and
church,
her
don't you?
husband told her that he does not want his daughter anywhere near the wells because she took her daughter with them when Chris M went up there.
Yeah.
And that her husband jumped onto her and said he don't ever want his daughter around the freaking wells at all. Period.
Huh.
And
Wow.
yeah, and the whole church pretty much turned their back on him. I'm telling you, these people know who's guilty. They know who in the hell's guilty.
Well, she seemed pretty off too. Sometimes, like when I watched her in the church videos, it was almost as if Summer was, kind of irritating her.
Yeah,
You know?
she would pick her up and stop to save face.
Yeah.
But she did not like Summer and she did not want to be holding Summer. No.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, that's
you
kind of what
know,
I thought, but I didn't say anything.
and little Summer, did you see her? Did you see her by that pew with her little head hung low? I
Yeah.
mean, Summer had a mother. She had a mom. You know, Summer should have loved her mom, not Robin.
Right.
Not Robin. I'm going to tell you something right now. One of my kids was got gone at 5 years old. Thank God they didn't. But if they'd have got gone at 5 years old, I wouldn't have been standing there saying, "Oh, they love somebody else." No, they love me. They love me, and I
Right.
love them. And I'm gonna bust my fucking ass to do whatever it takes to make sure that wherever they're at, I'm gonna get them back. And if indeed someone does something to that child, someone did something to that child. Let me tell you right now, I would beg the judge to not even lock them up. Just let me have them, right?
Yeah.
Just
Oh yeah.
let me have them.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
So somebody in the chat had asked, where did it go? If you think that Candace did something to Summer, where would you think that she would have put her? Well, let me rephrase this. If something happened to Summer on that hill, okay, that day,
Right.
Candace went and did something with her alone.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Candace said that she went all the way to her church and spoke, or went all the way to her church. I said, why would you go all the way there? And it wasn't the church down around the corners. It was all the way to the church where her and Donald attend. That Seventh Day Adventist or whatever, I don't know. Some kind, with that lady church.
Yeah.
But it's the church that Summer was going to, Robin's church, because Candace said that she went there hoping the preacher would be there. I said, the preacher, she said, or Robin. I just thought somebody to talk to. And I said, well, who was there? And she said, nobody, ever nobody, sissy, nobody. She got real crazy. So
and this is, I'm just.
So I'd say
throwing.
somewhere between 110 Ben Hill Road and that church they went to, somewhere in that vicinity, maybe a little bit. They should check surveillance between 110 Ben Hill and that church, because that's where she said she went. So that must be somewhere along there's where she dumped Summer, because she's going to have to go home and call 911, right? And you can't have Summer, you can't have her there if you're reporting her missing,
Yeah, I still
right?
think that I I don't know.
I
I
mean, and then
she
Jody
would have. I
Sue.
mean, okay, so as a parent, if something had happened to my kid and I wasn't all there. Let me just say I'm not all there, right? And I just take off with her in the truck. I mean, like I would completely lose my shit. You know, I couldn't just drop her off anywheres, you know. Maybe she did have somebody, involve somebody else in this, to help her,
Um,
like a neighbor lady.
I don't think so, because see, um, I don't think so.
No.
I think that,
Well, why did she call Dawn?
it's isolated.
I
It is isolated to it is absolutely isolated to Ben Hill Road. What I'm saying is you got three scenarios. One, Summer came back out that door. Candace was, as I said, frustrated already. A lot going on that day. And, you know, attacked her like she hit Dawn. And that's the end of Summer, or she thought it was, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like Quentin. Um, or two, and Candace cleaned it all. Her and Grandis cleaned it up themselves, and ain't going to talk about it. you know.
Yeah.
So that's a scenario. You got number two. Indeed, indeed, Jody Sue had some involvement with it. That the scream was coming from the shed, and you know, a scream was coming from that shed, and indeed it was Summer, and it all went bad there, right?
Right.
And and then you got the third scenario that, you know, they're all involved in it because they were looking for Mr. Dobbs the night before. They couldn't find him. The next day, Summer comes up gone. Jody Sue and says that Summer didn't die until that weekend. Um, so that sounds like some Satanist shit that went on, right? And then she talked about the spider eating a fly to gain power and all of this weird, off the wall, crazy shit. And she indeed said that Don and Candace try to act like they're in the light, but they're as dark and as sinister as she is, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, and she's right about that. They are. They absolutely are. And so you
Well,
got,
so
but it's one of those three scenarios for sure.
yeah. Well,
It's one of the three, because I do not believe Summer wandered off. Absolutely not, because she was
no.
barefooted. She wouldn't have got far, and they would have found her. She would have been screaming and crying as well, because you heard how she screams. Um,
So do you think that was just a story that Grandma had said to the news station about Summer not feeling good? And Candace was talking about taking her to the hospital, but she had to call Don when they did that interview with Grandma.
if indeed, if indeed, you know, if indeed they were letting people come around there and do stuff with their kids for drugs or money or something, that would definitely, you know, and years ago, like, there was this, I was a kid at the time, pretty young, pretty young kid at the time. But I guess there was this lady. Um, she had a daughter. I guess her daughter was like 5, 6 years old, something like that. And this man, I guess, done something bad to the little girl. And anyway, I guess when when somebody does these nasty things, it causes the child to hemorrhage out, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A lot of blood, a lot of blood. Um, so the point being is that seems like what happened to Quentin. I don't know. Um, and it's possible what happened to Summer. And Grandis, I guess a kid wouldn't be feeling good. And, and they couldn't take it to a hospital, right?
Right. Right. That's why I always had wondered, that was why I always wondered in the interview that she did with the news station. And she said that Summer wasn't feeling good.
Right. But I don't know. I mean, I don't like to think that someone would, I don't like to think someone is that sick in the head that they would, I would
No,
hope that
no,
Don and
no.
Candace wasn't allowing anyone to do a damn thing to their children. I would hope that Don Wells would kill someone if they even looked at his daughter. I mean, I would hope he's a real dad, right? A real fucking dad to his child. I don't know, exactly what he
Yeah.
is, especially hearing what he called her and stuff. You know, I don't know what kind of human Don Wells particularly is, Um, maybe he is the non caring, uneducated piece of shit of a dad. I don't know. Um, to be honest with you, I have no idea. I mean, the everyday normal educated father would kill you. You better not even knock on the door for his daughter before she's 17, 18 years old, right? And he
Oh,
still
yeah.
might get you.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
you know, most men protect their child. I mean, they're supposed to. Moms are supposed to do the same. But it seems like these two idiots, I don't know what the hell they were doing. Really weird. And they
I
were
don't
going
know.
around
It's
trying to
just
get
like,
everybody else's children as well. I mean, they seem like kind of like pedos themselves, right? The way Candace was hanging on young boys, Don talking about a little girl having a body. I mean, he shouldn't even be looking at a little girl's body, right?
well, yeah, I agree there. No, I mean, nobody should be doing that, But there are so many scenarios that,
It sounds like they were a bunch of sickos up there. It sounds like this whole place is like pedo island, right? And
yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. I kind of still feel like, I still feel like the neighbor and her son had a whole lot to do with it.
I don't have any idea.
That's
I
just my
mean,
opinion.
but
Yeah.
Candace, the neighbor saying Candace being seen coming out of a dark woods in the middle of the freaking night, um, with it raining, uh, don't sound good to me.
Yeah.
Sounds to me like that could have been where they had Summer hidden. But then again, it could have been just a, um,
Oh, did you
it
see
could have
what
been
Miss
just where
Christine wrote?
she dropped a deuce and law enforcement stepped in it.
Yeah. Do you remember when Hunter made the phone call, or he said that some Andy guy, or Don had called Candace and said that some Andy guy was, some guy was creeping around up there? Do you remember that
Yeah,
with
Hunter said
Hunter?
that.
Well, Miss Christine just said Robin said that David Dotson was at the wells earlier that day. That's not that the day Summer came up missing.
No, David Dotson was not there earlier that day. David Dotson got there before Robin. He showed up before Robin. Um, him and Robin he got a hold of Robin, told Robin that she was wanted up there. Robin asked him to come and meet her there as well, and he said okay
Oh,
because
so
I
he
guess
must have got up there before she
yeah,
did
I
then.
guess she didn't want to be alone up there. So he agreed to meet her up there, and he got there before she did. There is nothing to this man, being early, and he didn't even want to get pulled into the shit. Actually, the church wasn't able to get a hold of Robin. They got a hold of him. They asked him to find her because of what was going on, and he was just doing a good deed for these people. And all of a sudden, because he's a man, whoa, and then
Mm.
worked as a funeral person. um you know he just got a bunch of shit on his back that wasn't even righteous,
Well,
to
if you
be
go
honest.
back and listen to that interview with H again and that phone call, how would Don know? How would Don know that there is a guy up there creeping around the house?
I you know I
That was
don't
the
think I don't think to be honest, I think Hunter was with them that day. And to be perfectly honest with you, now this is a teenage boy that, just had twisted tea, smoking vapes. Um, I doubt if he in the back seat with a child playing TikTok videos and stuff that he would really be able to hear anything going on. Um, Even if Candace went to answer the phone and told everybody to be quiet, I don't think he's going to be able to really overhear that much of a conversation between them because it's not like, they're on speakerphone.
right.
So, you know, um, I think
Huh.
that, Dawn wanted to know when she's getting back home, because the boys were indeed there alone. Um, from my understandings, everybody knows Andy's son as Books, not Andrew or little Andy. Um, that's what Don and them call Andy's son, little Andy. So he probably wouldn't have knew who Donald's talking about. And indeed, Jody Sue's son was hanging around up there because he had just been in a pool with Summer, what, like a week and a half before?
Right.
Up
Right.
there. And Donald might have had concerns about that kid being so old and coming around the property so much recently, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, but Hunter seemed to know who Big Andy was, and the fact that he was the drug dealer, and everything. So that tells me Hunter was one of the kids up there getting sold to, right?
Well, so back to the truck thing though, but the truck thing isn't. Who reported that? Oh, we don't know who reported the red truck, do we? Just a neighbor?
It was some man that came through there, that went through there quite often to work and back. And he's the one that took note of the truck. Now, you know, that weirdo, that one weirdo that's got the truck.
I know they're
Yeah,
all weird up there.
well, I think that, the media manager that
Yeah.
has a truck like that, he did make it a point to get, I mean, this guy really did stalk the wells. I'm not going to lie. Tim Mullins stalked the wells. And Tim Mullins also stalks. Matter of fact, after Christmas, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Then you make up your mind. I will put out what I have, and then you tell me. You tell me.
I agree, Lisa.
Matter of fact, I probably will do call-ins because um, I think everybody should have everybody should have say on this case. Everyone should, that's how, like, we all joined together and we brought that little 12-year-old girl home. We
Mm-hmm.
absolutely worked together. All of our minds together got that done. We need to do this from Summer Wells' case as well, right?
Right. Right.
I
It's
mean, we've
been
always
long
been a
enough.
weeping here, but where Summer's concerned, you know, I kind of felt like a me thing. And, yeah, I do pack a lot of information and insight on the family and Tennessee and so forth and so on, the general area and so forth. But, I don't know it all. I don't know it all. And, so
I heard that, Miss Christine. Yeah. I know about that guy too.
we all need to join together for this little girl and try to figure out what's going on. And where Tim Mullen's concerned, I'll bring you everything and then let you decide what you think. And yes, if he had a truck like that and he did make it a point. He did make it a point. And I would say yes, he needs looked into.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And also, he's one that's going to fly under the radar because he's got a lot of pull in that community, right?
Yeah.
He's
Yep,
got
he
money.
does.
This man's got money. Him and his wife had money. He's got an impeccable standing. And it's mother freakers like them that do this kind of sick shit. So, maybe we do need to venture into some other areas. I don't
I
know.
think so. I think we've just been focusing on, you
Don,
know,
Candace, Jody
hmm
Sue's, Andy's. We need to step back and let's take another look at this.
so
Let's go back down this avenues, all these different avenues again. And
when
right after Christmas, we're going to start. We're going to start with Tim Mullins because he's one that we haven't looked at yet, right?
yeah, and I
We're going
think
to do
that
that.
maybe read your chat after you're done here and let's check into this guy that Miss Christine is talking about too, because I heard about him too.
Um. Also, Edward Raymond's nickname is Andy, and he's
Mm-hmm.
the owner of the property that chained off Ben Hill Road. Yeah, that's true. That
Yeah,
that that is true, Christine. Yeah,
don't they
we might want to look at him as well, right?
yeah,
We
there's
might want to look at him as well.
somebody else that's looking at him right now too. Because yeah, so I think that's another one that you know we should look at. Lady Q says, I feel like a hamster on a wheel with this case. You're
Oh
not the only
wow,
one.
Tim Mullins, Jimmy Goad. Um, yeah, yeah, and yeah, I think he did have something to do with the feeble feet. Yes, absolutely, I
Yeah,
do.
wasn't that weird?
Um, yeah, the feet feeble thing, absolutely.
Hmm. Yeah. And JSB, the other day she said something about you don't want to even go on the dark web. I'm like,
Who
and I'm
said that?
listening. JSB, Jody
Oh,
Sue. It's like,
I'm gonna tell
yeah,
you
whatever.
something. The dark webbing's anybody that watches horror movies, and trust me, I love them. I love them. I'm like, get them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I'm like all up for it. I promise you. I'm sitting there, man. I'm sitting there eating my chips and drinking my pop and smacking down my brownies, and I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I can get in. My kids go to bed. Trust me, I love those horror movies. I don't care if they
Really.
true, they ain't true. I don't
Hmm.
even care. Um, yeah, I don't. What you gotta be afraid of? You got Jesus with you all the time. Why you gotta be afraid? I mean, you
Oh
know,
yeah,
the one thing I like is the paranormal. You know, them freaking those houses has got all that crazy activity inside of them and stuff. It is insane, right?
yeah, yeah.
I'd be
Or
like,
PG,
whoa.
PG, don't look back, don't look back. And then you turn around, you look back, and it's gonna
Hey,
happen.
girl, I'm gonna tell you something. Somebody tell PG don't look back. Fuck looking back. I ain't doing it because
Yeah,
that's how that lady turned a stone in the Bible, right?
right.
Not me. I ain't looking back.
No.
I ain't gonna go straight on forward, hun.
If one of my kids would say, "Mom,"
Feet don't
I'd
fail
be
me
running.
now.
I would just run. I'd be running. Yep.
Feet don't fail me now, right?
Right. Yeah.
That's
It's
what I
like,
got to say.
yeah. Lisa Miller, you are
Why the
right.
hell you want to look back anyway, Wisconsin Mama? You know what's back there, right? You know what's back there.
Well, I know, but
I ain't looking back. Hell with that.
or it's like, don't look in the shed, don't look in the shed, but they always look in the shed.
Oh man, I tell you the funniest thing. I tell you the funniest thing to do to somebody is go running past, go, go running past them and start hollering. And dog's coming, it's just coming, here he comes, and see what you take off.
See,
That is funny stuff, man. That is funny stuff. They be running like crazy.
oh yeah, I'd still be running. Yeah, I'd still be running. Yeah, just
I
run.
tell you, where we come from, you don't even have to say dog. All you have to do is pass them up and say run, and they gone.
I
They
don't
figure
care.
you're running. They figure you running. They running too.
Put, put me in
Usually,
a race with PG and I'll still outrun her. I don't care how old I am. I leave that girl behind. Have at her.
Wisconsin mama be talking with all that dust in her mouth, right? She be talking with my dust in her mouth.
I mean, like, I don't care if I die running, I'm still running.
Wait till we become the ghost of Christmas.
Oh, yes. Yes. Beware, some of you, especially shitty JSP.
Yeah, she gonna wrap her chain
I'll
around
be
that
coming
girl
for
woman's
you.
throat.
I'll be
She
coming
gonna
for you.
Wisconsin mama gonna go in there and use that chain for like a whip.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Even as a ghost, I might be scared to go there.
Oh shit! Nah, I build you up.
Yeah.
I'd be like, go on, Wisconsin mom, I got you
You'd be
covered.
pushing me in there,
Right?
right behind me, pushing me, pushing me. I'd have no choice but to go in. I'd trip over her camper step, even
I'm
as
gonna
a
tell you,
ghost.
I'm gonna tell you what. Only thing keeps you out of there is the smell, right? I got
Oh yeah,
OCD.
yeah.
I got
That's
OCD. I don't think I'm going to lose it when I become a Christmas ghost.
you'll be sprinkling your jar of Lysol around.
Yeah.
Get rid of that smell.
Oh,
PG and her
shit.
Lysol, and JSB would be like, "What's that smell? What's that smell?"
Yeah. Miss Christina said you only got feed faster than a cat you trip.
Oh,
That's
thank you
true.
for that idea.
I'm gonna tell you. That's where people make the mistakes, right? Go back, try to help the person up.
No,
Fuck that.
right. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I watch
I
way
mean,
too many movies.
hey man, I tell you what,
Oh,
I come from the country. I run across glass with bare feet.
oh,
you see these chicks in the woods and they got their high heels on, they're trying to
yeah,
run. I'm like, bitch, take them shoes off, right?
they're
What
trying
you
to
doing,
run.
stupid? Hell,
So
if I had a heel like that on, if I had a shoe like that on,
yeah.
this is no lie. If I was wearing those high heel shoes, I'd take that bitch off, stand by the side of the tree when that mother freaker come by. He think a knife just went through him, right? That damn thing's a deadly weapon. Why don't you use it?
Oh yeah, right. Wow,
Eight
those
people
poor
been
things.
killed with high heels, right?
Yeah, but
What
they
the
have
hell
them
are
in the
you
movies
thinking?
running in high heels, and we're all sitting on the couch. You're like, take your shoes off, take your
I'm
shoes
like, are
off.
you serious?
Yeah,
And then they come to the edge of somewhere and there's water, right?
always, always.
Like you don't know how to swim. Jump that ass in there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just some of them are pretty funny. I mean, they're supposed to be scary movies, but they're funny. You couldn't pay me enough to run in those hills. As an actress to run in those high heels like that. No, no. Mm.
He said, that's funny. My wife catches me in a gravel driveway every time.
Oh, deputy. Hey, KU. Yeah. Right. Yes, Grandis did leave Tennessee twice. I mean, Grandis has left Tennessee quite a few times.
Yeah.
You thought she had those heels on.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
The way she ran. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you, I can't tell you who got out of there faster, if it was Andy or Grandis. Them two, they were coming down. I think they actually collided
Yeah.
coming off those hills. And
Yeah.
that's the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
Well, they all
crazy.
left in a hurry, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Like, one
Anytime you
mob.
see people scattering like that, they
Mm-hmm.
got involvement.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
got some involvement.
And a
Trust
lot of
me.
people did scatter.
Mm-hmm. They
A
did.
lot of them.
They did.
So,
And I mean, and a lot of them neighbors didn't want to talk to. I mean,
no.
they're like, mom's the freaking word.
Well, yeah, and then you go back and you look at the police department. I'm
And
sure
their
there
mom's
are
the
some.
word too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure there are some good guys in that police force. But I'm just saying, like, nobody is talking. Nobody is saying a thing. They can't even give us not even a little thing about, what's going on with Summer. Nothing. It's like,
She said my husband always knows when I'm watching a scary movie after he goes to bed because he can hear me coming down the hall running and belly flopping the bed because I'm a scary cat. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I do believe I remember doing that too, Christine.
I'm gonna tell you, I put my headphones on and I just listen to, because they have like these scary stories you can just listen to. They tell different segments. They're true. They're actually true stories. I just put on my headphones. I fall asleep. I fall asleep listening to them.
Mm,
I tell you, some of them's amazing.
yeah.
They are. They're freaky. They're absolutely weird. But you know, what can I say? I embrace my crazy.
Mm. That you do, girl.
You got that right. We only get to
Oh.
live once, man. Live it.
Well, that's right. You gotta live life to the fullest.
Exactly.
And
No.
and you're the one that has to make that choice whether
You
you
should
want
always
to.
be you should always be dancing like no one's looking.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they are. Who gives a damn?
Who
Right?
cares? Yeah.
I
Who
don't.
cares? And even if you walk into the store with your pan to go buy
Hey
a
girl, I walk
turkey to
in there
make
with the
sure it fits in the
I sit the pan down right in front of them, and then I throw the wrapper right inside. I said, I think you might need that. Right? Because there's
Yeah.
always like, where's the packing? Well, here it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Your nasty shit right there put me through hell. I want compensation as well, right? You're lucky I don't
Right.
sue your ass.
Yeah.
Take
Yeah.
that shit back. You think it's so good, you eat it. Why don't you eat some right fucking now? That's what I tell them. And they'd be like, nah, then, yeah, you don't want to eat, but you freaking think I should have? Are you out of your mind? I want to reach over the counter and smack them just for that.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Like what time you get off work? And I've asked it a few times. Trust me.
I didn't know that, Miss Christine. She was saying that Candace had stopped and talked to the tree trimmers, and they said they saw Summer in the back seat. I did not know that.
Saw Summer in the backseat of what?
Of the truck.
No, that's no truth to that. Absolutely not.
Miss Christine says, also the tree trimmers stated that they seen Summer in the back
No.
seat sleeping when Candace stopped and talked to them.
Not at all. I followed the tree trimmers accusations, their testimonies very well. And no, not one of them said nothing like that. Matter of fact, they said what time Don and Candace left that morning because they were actually, some of them took note what time Donald left and Candace, Grandis, and Summer. They did take note what time they seen them leaving. But because they were up there close to their property at that time, cutting down everything, and Don and Candace don't, make it easy for people to be able to just turn. I mean, they ain't indiscreet people, right? I mean, when Candace and Don comes out of the house, it's all, how you doing? Da, da, da. I mean, and Candace screaming, hollering, and I mean, it's crazy. So yes, they are definitely going to take note to what's going on that hill, because there's a lot going on, and very few people see people like them, right? So they are an attraction. They did say when they seen them leave that morning, but they could not tell them when Candace got back, because indeed they were already gone. They had knocked off early that day, about 3:00, I think, and Candace hadn't been back yet. So no.
She said it was in the interview with Ziggy. That's what.
Well, she lied. Candace is a damn liar. She lied. That there is no truth to that whatsoever. Not even one of those tree trimmers said anything like that whatsoever.
Well, I didn't get on YouTube. I didn't follow the case like right away.
Because indeed, if they would have said that, we got to use our common everyday sense. Now, if indeed a tree trimmer would have said something like that, then Summer's case would have definitely been abduction, right? Law enforcement would have took that, because these are people, these men working, and they have no reason to lie. And if indeed anyone would have seen that child get into a vehicle, right away it would have been abduction. I mean, and everything else would have been cleared. No, absolutely not. I mean, that's just common everyday sense right there.
Miss Christine, you can send it to PG. Go ahead and send it to her. I mean, why not? It's not gonna hurt nothing.
Candace is such a liar. She is like a liar and a biddy, and her breath smells shitty, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it would just prove that Summer went back to the hill, if anything.
Summer, whatever happened to Summer happened right there in that vicinity that day. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
And they didn't, when they got back, they had to carry groceries in and all of this stuff. And I would say it's possible. I would be more to go with Summer didn't get out of that truck that day. I would go more with Summer didn't get out of that truck that day, because Grandis said, oh, and of course Summer too. When said the boys carried her stuff in, and then she paused and said, oh, and of course Summer too. as if Summer didn't get out of the truck. So,
Okay.
I would go more with that scenario. That
She says
yes, indeed, something did happen. You know,
on the hill.
while they were gone, before they even got home. I would go with that scenario.
Okay, so she says he's seen her. He's seen her in Candace's truck that morning in the back sleeping. Okay, so it was in the morning. All right, so she was with her in the morning.
Well, I did hear that. Now Don said he got up, went to work, and Summer was still sleeping. But
Well,
what
he went. He left for
somebody
work at
said that Don
7:30.
carried Summer to the truck that morning. So I don't know how. I don't know how. But that morning isn't even important. That morning's not even important because Summer was seen on surveillance at all of these other places. So,
Right.
during the day, she was seen on surveillance. So that doesn't matter at all what went on that morning. What law enforcement is concerned with is after they left Hunter's house. They're looking at from 3. They want to know what happened between 3 and 4, 4 and 5, 5 and 6, because they didn't get a phone call till 6:30. They know Donald got one at 6:09. So there's 3 hours that can't be accounted for.
I agree, KU. The timeline is messed up. The timeline is really messed up. Yeah, they just. I don't know. Somebody can just figure out that timeline, then we all would know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. 3 to 5.
Yeah. Candace carries a weight of guilt. And speaking of weights, what happened to the one that was in the pictures that was in the yard that disappeared? Because no one seems to know where that weight went.
Oh.
And that's the truth. But, you know, um, yeah, she was terrible in church, right? Nobody acts that way. Nobody acts that way.
Oh, I would have been ashamed. I wouldn't even let her come. I mean, like, if I was Dawn, I'd be saying, just stay
Is
home.
how many people's going to prayer to the prayer vigils tomorrow night? How many people are heading out to or not the prayer vigil, but the candlelight ceremony?
Are they having one for
Do you
her?
go to midnight mass on
Yeah,
Christmas Eve?
I'm going to midnight mass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, almost all churches have, candlelight ceremonies going on tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. I always go to midnight mass.
Yeah.
Well, I went to church every day. Every day except for one day a week. Because I didn't go to church on Saturday, but I went the other 6 days. So
Yeah, I go to church every day.
I don't go on Saturday.
I go even on Saturday.
Yeah.
I go every day. I think it's important.
I think it's just because of the way I mean, I went to Catholic school and went to church 6
Oh,
days a week.
Robin,
So,
I appreciate that.
oh, that was
Summer
nice.
never got out of the truck. That's a possibility. I would look at that scenario a lot more than I would look at her being in a truck. She wasn't seen in no truck. Absolutely not. And yeah, that weight should be, heavy, but you don't know Candace. I mean,
What if something did happen in the truck? I mean, let's just say, just hypothetically, okay? What if something happened in the truck to Summer and she passed in the back of the truck? Okay?
Right.
Why would they go to the extent to hide all of it?
Well, that would mean that the boys. That would mean that the boys. Um. But whatever. What I'm saying is, she may have actually got out of the truck, went into the house, playing with some toys, maybe even got herself something to eat, or changed her clothes, because she would have been wet under them clothes, I would think. Um, and kids don't like to be wet. But she could have gotten out of the truck. I mean, and whatever happened, whatever went on earlier. What I'm saying is, there's kids that dry drowned, right, later. There's
Yeah.
kids that get hit in the head with a rock and they die later, right?
Yeah.
Um, there's a lot of things that actually kill children later. I mean,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, if
Yeah.
if indeed,
And all of a sudden that pillow, where did that pillow go? I mean, between the time
that was a
span.
pissy pillow and it was in the back seat the whole time. That's why she wasn't laying on it. It's because it stunk. I mean, that wasn't for the kids to lay on or to sit on. That was for Candace to sit on. That was weird.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree with some of you in the chat. That was my first thought too, that maybe she had passed in the truck. But the
Yeah,
boys did see her,
right.
supposedly, but that was my first thought, that maybe she passed away in the truck in the very beginning. But I don't know, a whole lot of things just don't make sense. A whole lot of things.
Um, it's not making sense.
No.
Like Fred Hill said that Candace was in his driveway at 4:30 looking for Summer. Well, how can you be in his driveway, and why would you be in his driveway at 4:30 looking for Summer? And
Right.
I don't know, but um, I do know that when people rent a kid, when for these sickos out here that do this kind of stuff, when weirdos rent a kid, it's usually for an hour, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. And Fred Hill did have dirty thoughts in his mind when he came up there and found Jody Sue's son swimming with Summer, right?
Well, that's the part that
Those
doesn't
dirty
make.
thoughts was in his mind. Now I don't know what was in Jody Sue's son's mind, but I can tell you what was in Fred Hill's mind. And it wasn't
Yeah.
good. There you
Yeah.
go. I don't know.
Well, and that's what doesn't make sense, is that
Right.
if it was an accident or if she passed away in the truck, why is JSB over there running her mouth so much and saying so much? It's just pretty near running the narrative of the story. And she's just a neighbor.
No, Child Protective Services had already been there. They were getting ready to shut that case down. I mean, they done met all the criterias for Child Protective Services to shut the case down. They were closing that case. They wasn't coming back out there. So that's also a lie that was being spread. That was no truth to it.
Well, I don't know, but I know that we're not giving up. You know, something's got to make sense here. Something has got to make sense here of what's happening pretty soon.
Right.
It just, yeah, you're right. The zigzagging this way and then zigzagging the other way. It's because you're trying to put it together, and it's hard. I mean, we all know it's hard to put this together, but so many people are.
Jody Sue has rumbled and rumbled and rumbled off. More mumble off, right? I mean, she's been the Riddler
Yeah. Yeah.
for, and I got to give her hand. I got to say she's damn good
Yeah.
at doing what she does. Nobody can really understand shit she's overly saying, and she just tries to put in some punchlines here and there to keep people interested, so they'll keep supporting it and she'll keep making money.
Well,
I mean, I don't know. We don't know the truth yet. I'm sure we'll find it, but for right at this particular second, we don't know the real truth.
right.
We
Right.
just know something happened.
Yeah. Oh, I know she's doing it to, I don't know. Part of me just feels like she's still doing it to cover for her son. She's covering for somebody. You don't just go run your mouth like that, and either that or she's just running her mouth. I'm not going to get on about her again because we all know what she's like. She'll tell you one story and then she changes it the next day. And she makes accusations against a person and she doesn't have proof of what happened. I don't.
Rose's Summers case ain't closed. It's not closing. It's not closing. TBI ain't going to let it close. TBI has more information upon Summer Wells' case than Hawkins County does, because nobody called Hawkins County because they didn't trust Hawkins County. So TBI is the one that has almost every bit of the information, and because the feds are in this, they have to turn everything over to the feds as well, because the feds do have a foot and a hand in all of this. So, and they obviously got enough of something to keep the investigation going. So I'm not going to give up on this anytime soon.
Oh, no. Never. I mean, we've come this far looking for Summer. We'll never give up on her. None of us will in here.
I don't think Donald's taking it to his grave. If Donald knows anything, you can bet your ass he's going to tell it. If Donald was going out of this world and he had time to talk, he's going to tell. He will tell at that time, because he knows his ass ain't getting into heaven unless he did. So he will. Trust me. Don Wells worried about his soul, not Candace. When it comes down to that, he's going to tell. Donald's too afraid. He's too afraid to burn in hell. He's going to tell. And I might be I don't know if law enforcement or the preacher, but if you tell a preacher that preacher's got to tell law enforcement. I mean, they can't withhold that kind of information. Even a minister can't hold that kind of information. Especially on a child. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, you're going to get locked up, you ain't going to tell. That's for sure.
Right. I don't know.
Yeah, I would think it's too late to KU, but Don Wells don't think like us. He really don't. I do want to start Summer's Christmas party.
Okay.
So you going to hang in here with us and go through this with me?
I can.
All right, let's start out with her Christmas party. what you just see him right now, I stopped it because I wanted to let everyone know Jinkies and Miss Daisy and a lot of good people had a Christmas thing for Summer as well, and all the missing children. And I wanted to add that in tonight. It was awesome. I so appreciated all that they did for Sweet Summer and all these missing children. And I wanted to make sure to incorporate it in here tonight. So God bless. And the next after this is Sugar Cookie, who also sent me some recipes and so forth. I so appreciate it. So you'll see those right after this. This picture, this is from Sugar Cookie. Isn't it beautiful of Summer?
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful, ain't it? Absolutely. I so appreciated it. God bless. And this picture from Deputy Sheriff. He made this and sent it in. So, Deputy Sheriff, I so appreciate it. Okay, that's our first video. Now we're going to do the cooking video. That was the video for the cookies. Even told you a couple ways to make some ham and what you could do with the leftover ham as well. Right? So
Really, really nice, PG.
yeah,
Beautiful.
you'll like this. You'll like this next video. There's the porch pirate.
That was so funny. Oh, you got it.
Donald's in the bathroom getting his little boxes together, right? He's got his naughty and nice list.
Oh, that was funny.
That was hilarious, right?
That was really good. That was really good. Oh.
Oh shit. we had to add in that naughty list tonight, right?
Oh, that was funny. When I saw that, I was like, oh, she's got a naughty list.
I
Yeah.
thought that was cute.
It was. It really was. Well, I just want well, thank you, PG, for putting out that video of the kids. It does break my heart. It makes me really sad that they're not with us. Or
Yeah, it would break my heart too, but I know that they're where we're all trying to get anyway, right?
well, that is
I
true.
mean,
It is
they
true.
they
I
if
think it's
if
about
we
the
really think
horrible
about
way.
it, they're going to have a way better Christmas than us this year, right? I
Yeah.
mean, they're
You know,
actually with the birthday boy, right?
right. Right.
I mean,
You know,
it don't get no better than that. So,
that is true. That is true.
they don't ever have to worry about all the pain, the sorrow, everything is, gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
They no more, no more. They won't ever have to worry about any of the horrible things that people have to go through in this life.
Right.
They're in a
Right.
place now where they'll be living forever. I mean, every day's Christmas for them, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
So,
Definitely.
a lot better place.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's sad that they didn't get to live their life here, that they didn't get to. I think everyone, I'm sure they wanted to, right? They wanted
Oh
to go to
right.
school. They wanted to, have friends and grow up and, you know, get married, have a family. Of course. They had every right
They did.
to,
They did.
every milestone in life, right?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
nothing should have took them out except, you know, the fact that they were just super old and tired of living, right?
Yeah.
And that's what should take every human out. I mean, the
It
Lord give, the
is.
Lord taketh away, blessed be the Lord. But there's some people on this earth that think it's, that it's okay for them to try to do God's job and destroy people. And I'm afraid I wouldn't want to be one of those people trying to do God's job, because they're going to find out what happens to people that do that, right? I mean,
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I let God do God's job, right? That's his job to be doing, and not me. I mean, but some people, they like to destroy other people's lives, and you know, and I think there's a special place in hell for people like that at
Oh
the end.
yeah.
Not that I want to see anybody in hell, because that's not truth. I don't. I absolutely don't.
No.
You know, it's something that,
No. But when you take a child's life,
well, there's no room in heaven for evilness.
no, there is not.
There's no
There is
room in
not.
heaven for evilness, right?
Right. Right.
Just can't have them kind of people there,
No. No. Can't. Not
right?
allowed.
Absolutely, girl.
That's why they call it heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
Okay. Well, I'm gonna head off out of here.
I'm gonna play.
Another one.
Yeah, I always play their song going out of here.
Yeah.
Tonight I got a beautiful one to
Okay.
play out of here. So
All right. Well,
please,
I just want to wish you a Merry Christmas.
hey girl, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas too.
Have a great time with your family and
You too.
enjoy every moment. Okay.
Absolutely.
I'll be down in
God
chat.
bless.
All right.
Yeah, I like to ask everyone to please, as I always do, pray. Please pray for Summer. She has not been found yet. Please pray for her. Please pray for the little 11-year-old child that is missing right now as well. Please pray for her also, that they're able to locate and find her at some point as well. And Michael Vaughn, he still has not been found. So let's keep the prayers going up for all of these children that still need to be found and brought home and laid to rest if indeed they're no longer with us, right? So please keep those prayers going up. Keep them going up for one another. Keep them up going up for sweet Norway. Norway, I know you're always listening. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. God bless. Much love to you. Much love to you, sweet Norway. And keep those prayers going up for one another. Always L8 was asking for prayers. Her son-in-law is in the hospital. Let's remember him when we say our prayers tonight as well. Let's remember all of everyone tomorrow night. If you're going to a candle lighting, please remember all of these missing children and all the ones needing prayer, and send those prayers up for them while you're there. And always know that PG's praying for you. I pray for everyone, not someone, but everyone. God bless. Much love. I'm going to play their song out, and I won't be in tomorrow night. I will not be here tomorrow night, and or Christmas Day. I'm going to let everybody have Christmas Eve and Christmas for your family. That's where you need to be, is with your families. So I won't be in here the next 2 days. I'm going to give everybody a break, right? Everybody a break from PG. So there you go. But I will be back right after Christmas. Right after Christmas, we will all be back and going strong again on these missing children. So God bless. Much love. Much love. Merry Christmas to everybody. Enjoy your holidays. Absolutely enjoy your holidays. God bless.